AD meetings like myself, and we want to be mindful of everyone's time. All righty, we'll go ahead and get started. This is our third meeting for Veterans Military Affairs. We appreciate everyone being here. On a note, I think Jessica has left over on that table there those challenge coins. Many of y'all have been asking about those. We would like to get them ordered probably in the next day or two. So if you would like to order them, just go ahead and get your name on the list there and how many. I believe they're about $4 each. And then that way you can use them in your own communities if you'd like. So with that, yes, ma'am, sir.
I'm going to add something on that for maybe people on the committee that non-military. Microphone. Veterans love challenge coins.
Use your mic there. Do you care?
Yeah. So those of you not military background that are on this committee, veterans absolutely love challenge coins. So I encourage you to jump on and order those things. They will be a huge hit when you go home and you run into a veteran here or there and give them a coin. It's unbelievable how much goodwill that goes with that. So make sure you order a few.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. We'll go ahead and get the meeting officially started by calling roll. Now, I do want to remind anyone, if you are out there on Zoom and you're not at the Capitol, or if you're in your car or in the Capitol or in your office, you can vote. But if you happen to be in your district or off-campus grounds, you will not be able to vote. But please stay on and listen to all this important information. So, Madam Secretary, please call roll and acknowledge if you are out there in cyber world. I think we can hear if you're in this room.
Representative Blanton. Here. Representative Dossett. Representative Duplessis. Representative Freeland. Representative Fugit.
Here.
Representative Gentry.
Here in my annex office.
Representative Goforth.
Here.
Representative Gooch.
Here.
Representative Hart.
Here.
Representative Cook.
Here.
Representative Lewis.
Here.
Representative Maddox.
Here.
Representative McCool.
Here.
Representative Mentor.
Here.
Representative Sharp.
Here.
Representative Stevenson. Here. Representative Tackett Lafferty. Here. Representative Wesley.
Here.
Representative Wheatley.
Here.
And Chairman Thomas.
Here. We have a quorum. We're good to go. All right. The next two events, we're going to do the pledge, and then please remain standing as Brother Wesley is going to lead us in a prayer. All right, thank you. I want to apologize for rushing one extra item on the agenda today. I think many of you all saw yesterday's agenda that only had one. This is kind of a cabinet priority, and we wanted to give, I never know to call her colonel or representative, but we're both there, Stevenson, a chance to present that bill also. So starting, we'll go ahead and call Nancy up to the table. And if you have any guests out there, please let them identify themselves, and please identify yourselves for the record. And this is HB 155.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to present House Bill 155, Safe Haven Baby Box. For the record, I'm Nancy Tate, State Representative for District 27, which is Meade and Northern Hardin counties. And I do, in fact, have two guests that are on Zoom, and so I would like for them to go ahead and identify themselves.
Either one is fine.
Hi, my name's Isabel Lamkin.
Hi, my name's Monica Kelsey.
Yes, and if you don't mind, just for the sake of time, I would just like to go ahead and let our guests discuss Safe Haven Baby Box, and then if there's any questions, obviously, we would be glad to answer them. Just to let you know, too, obviously, this bill was a casualty of COVID-19 last year. It passed in the House 83-0, I believe. So I would like to see this have another opportunity this year. All right, Ms. Monica, would you like to start for us, please?
Absolutely. And thank you all so much for allowing me to speak to you today about this life-saving program that actually started in the state of Indiana. Just telling you a little bit of history. There are currently 60 active boxes in multiple states across the country. We have saved 10 babies in our boxes. 9 of those babies were in the state of Indiana, and 6 of those babies was last year. We've also helped 97 women walk into facilities and hand their child to a person at places that either had a baby box or there wasn't a baby box in the area. We have helped many women in the state of Kentucky with last April, a mother that wanted to come to the state of Indiana to surrender in one of our boxes. And we actually talked her into surrendering in Elizabethtown. And she did and followed the law. Baby boxes are a last resort option. They're electronically monitored. So we're using technology now to save abandoned children. In Bowling Green, Kentucky, a couple of years ago, you guys had a baby that was left at the doorstep of the fire station. And no one knows how long that child was there. That child did survive. But when you look at the cases like that, you have to wonder if a baby box would have been there, that child would have been picked up within a minimum of 2 minutes, maximum of 4 minutes. And that's how fast the alarms and the technology work on these boxes when a baby is placed inside. We are a nonprofit organization. We don't ask for any funding from the government. We don't ask for any funding from the state. We believe that the communities need to rally around and support the mission so that the education and awareness can continue in the areas that need it. And Indiana has been very successful in doing that. We have had 0 dead babies in our state since Baby Boxes launched, and we've had a record number of surrenders in the state of Indiana. And that's really where the success lies. Now, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, why are we pushing baby boxes when there's already a law on the books? And this is a last resort option for mothers in crisis that want complete anonymity. In smaller communities, if a mother walks into a firehouse, chances are she either knows someone there or they know the person that's surrendering. And although that's confidential, it's not anonymous. And so the baby box is just to add that last layer of support for moms in crisis who can't or don't want to care for their child, but also they want to remain anonymous. Back in 1973, there was no safe haven law. And my birth mother, after giving birth to me 2 hours after she gave birth to me, abandoned me in Ohio. And so I stand on the front lines of this movement, making sure that every woman has an opportunity to keep her child safe and to do what is right for her and her child. I can take any questions if there are any, or Representative Tate, if you'd like me to answer anything or
At this point, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and let Miss Isabella speak, because I'm really glad that she is here as well. Thank you, Miss Monica.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Isabel Lamkin. I'm 15 years old and I live in Louisville, Kentucky. When I was 2 days old, my birth parents, they left me outside of an orphanage. And that's where I lived until I was almost 7 years old, until I was adopted. And now I have 3 brothers, an amazing mom and dad who love me more than anything. And I support Safe Haven Baby Boxes because I want other babies to have a chance at life. And I don't want them to have to go through what I did. And this is a way, like Monica was saying, this is our last resource. But this is a way that a mother, they can give up their babies without the feeling like they're doing something wrong. And by them doing this, that's a lot, because they're wanting what's best for them, but they also know that they can't give it to them, but they know that another family is able to. And
Bill. Second.
All right, we do have a motion and a second, but Isabella, your speech is so great. Would you like to add anything to that?
I think you had an and, so did you want to add just a little bit more? Because we really appreciate you being here. We very seldom do we have 15-year-old people come to our committee meetings.
yes, and I know people who oppose this bill says, but my mom, she also has a saying, and she says, don't let perfect get in the way of good. And I know in a perfect world, people who are not ready to have children wouldn't get pregnant, but in a perfect world, people who find themselves with a child would turn their lives around and dedicate everything they had to loving and protecting this child. But unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. But we can help make the world a better place than what it already is. And I feel like if we have this law that allows mothers to give their babies up in this environment, it will be a better way instead of abandoning them inside of a trash can or somewhere unsafe. It also gives that baby a chance at life, because down the future, you never know what that baby might be able to do someday. And you never know, it could change the world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate this. I just wanted to go back and clarify. I just looked at the voter roll, and actually it's 83, past 83 with one nay. So 83 yeses and one nay. So at this time, that's our presentation. So if you have any questions, I will open up to questions.
All right. One more thing. Can you kind of tell us where the funding comes? I know you and I have talked personally about this, but for the committee, just to know where it comes from.
Right. As Ms. Monica mentioned, this is there. We receive no state, federal, local dollars. It's all contributions. And the biggest donor for these boxes have been the Knights of Columbus. So they, and then obviously, Monica, there was one gentleman, one young man, he was a teenager right across the river from us in Indiana, and he actually raised the money. Monica, would you like to talk about that just for a few minutes, please?
Yes, he actually chose this as a senior project, and he shoveled snow, he mowed grass, and he scrapped cans and raised $10,000 to get this box in the Seymour Fire Department in Seymour, Indiana. And exactly 5 months after that box went in and that he paid for, this high school senior paid for, we had our first baby surrendered in the Seymour Fire Department's baby box last year. So the high school senior, the education was huge because he was going around school talking about this, which right now no one talks about the safe haven law unless it's being talked about on a specific subject. So us getting these kids involved and getting the communities involved is keeping the safe haven law in the forefront so that women and children know that this law exists.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We do have a motion and a second, and I do have Representative Gentry. The floor is yours, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can now.
Okay, sorry about that. I'll be brief. I just wanted to make a comment to Isabella and to Monica and just say, first of all, you're loved, you're appreciated, and your advocacy and courageousness to stand up for this issue is greatly respected by me. And I thank you for presenting this morning. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, Representative Tate, for bringing this bill.
Thank you.
All righty. This is a great bill here. I tell you what, looks like there's no other questions. So, Madam Secretary, let's please call roll.
Representative Blanton,
Aye.
Representative Dossett, Representative Duplessis, Representative Freeland, Representative Fugit,
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Gentry,
Yes.
Representative Goforth,
Yes.
Representative Gooch,
Yeah.
Representative Hart,
Yes.
Representative Cook,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative Mentor,
Yes, and I'd like to lift up the work of the Bowling Green Fire Department, who reached out to me about this early, and again have made this work early on. Happy to support their work and this bill.
Thank you.
Representative Sharp,
Yes.
Representative Stevenson,
Yes.
Representative Tackett Lafferty, Representative Wesley,
Yes.
Representative Wheatley,
Briefly explain my yes vote and strong support and great appreciation for bringing this bill as a former fire chief with five fire stations, and always having the concern of when the original Safe Haven bill was passed, how would it happen? We frequently have people gone, they're not at the fire stations, and this bill, I think, through some of the logistics of it, will get that figured out, but just strong supporter. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
and Chairman Thomas.
Aye. Well, it passes unanimously. It should do so on the floor. And normally I'd say this would be a great item for consent, but I think we need well, and without having consent, this needs to be presented on the floor. Let's get the awareness out there. And I think people are monitoring what we pass, so we'll look forward to hearing that on the floor.
Great, thank you very much. I appreciate the support.
Thank you. All righty, Ms. Stevenson, would you want to take the floor? And of course, we all know you, but please introduce yourself and any of your guests that might be out there.
It looks different from this side.
We're glad to have you on that side.
Thank you. I am Representative Pamela Stevenson. I serve District 43, and I'm here in honor of veterans. And who I have today with me is Commissioner Keith Jackson. We want to talk about House Bill 398. There are over 300,000 veterans in the state of Kentucky. And we send these young men and women to fight for the promise of America. And when they come back home, we sometimes don't do as well as we can to take care of them, to make sure they transition back into the community, to make sure they have the things they need, to get those things out of their minds that they had to do. It is no small feat, and the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs has done a great job. And what we're doing here is making them more effective, more efficient, so that we can do more.
Motion on the bill.
All right.
Can he say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
I know. So, Commissioner Jackson?
Commissioner Jackson, do you want to kind of talk about this just a little bit? It looks like we're so anxious to pass it that we have a motion in a second, but we'd love to hear from you. And I haven't seen you since Hopkinsville a while back when it was cold that one day. So please say a few words if you would.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chairman Thomas. And it's good to see you again. And thank you for the support that you gave us down in Hopkinsville. And just very briefly, as I took over as commissioner, one of the things that I observed is that we weren't effectively represented as far as our organizational chart and what we represented to the 300,000 veterans in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So we present this reorganization as an opportunity to, as Representative Stevens said, to make ourselves more efficient and effective in how we represent the veterans of this Commonwealth and provide them more opportunities as we grow and expand. So that's the gist of why we move forward with our reorganizational process, and very happy and glad that you are supportive of it. And thank you, Representative Stevenson, for moving us forward, and Representative McCool, who talked with us a couple of weeks ago with me and my staff, and he got a better understanding of what we represent and what we do across the Commonwealth. So Chairman Thomas, thank you for the opportunity to speak, and look forward to working with this committee as we move forward with supporting the veterans of the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
All right. Well, we got good committee members, and I got a good vice chair over there too. So I'm glad he took upon himself there. So, do any members have any questions or comments that they'd like to address? If not, I'll have yes, Ms. Stevenson.
No one's going to ask me a baseball question?
We do that on the
Not
floor.
to the floor.
Be,
On the floor.
be ready. Be ready.
It might be about chickens too.
Yeah, chickens. You just got to be careful there. We never know what we're going to ask there. So, Madam Secretary, please call roll.
Representative Blanton,
Absolutely.
Representative Dossett,
Aye.
Representative Duplessis, Representative Freeland, Representative Fugit,
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Gentry,
Yes.
Representative Goforth,
Yes.
Representative Gooch, Representative Hart,
Yes.
Representative Cook,
Yes.
Representative Lewis,
Yes.
Representative Maddox,
Yes.
Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative Mentor,
Yes, so glad this is moving.
Representative Sharp,
Yes.
Representative Stevenson, Representative Tackett Lafferty, Representative Wesley,
Yes.
Representative Wheatley,
Yes.
and Chairman Thomas.
Yes, it passes unanimously. Is there a better sport that you might like that we can kind of target a little bit? Do you like football better? Okay, so remember that, people, that we need to kind of find a good 49ers question for her. So, well, it should pass, and it should pass on the floor too. So we'll look forward to your presentation also. I'm going to leave the floor open for a sec in case Representative Dossett would like to record a vote for 155.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to record a yes vote for House Bill 155, please.
All right, so noted. We will be having a meeting next Wednesday. We already have some items on there. We're going to have to start passing some Senate bills and be prepared in case we have to have a special called meeting. Once again, for those, the challenge coin sign up is over there on the wall. And if no other business, we stand adjourned.